Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Replay channel. Once again, this is Andrew T coming at you at a new location. I have moved, that's why there was no videos last week. I'm in a new place. I'm no longer in an apartment, I'm in a house, in a bedroom, so I'll try to get some good soundproofing up a little bit later. The lighting still has to be fixed right now. I didn't have any overhead lighting last time, so I kind of had just a lamp that was kind of off the ceiling, a little softer light. Now, as you can tell, it's shining off my face. So, just one of the things. And like I said before, I have new headphones. These things, I did not know they would light up. I'm not complaining, but I do like the feel of them better. They are sound canceling, and they are very, very comfortable. Other than my last ones, which basically pinched my ears no matter where you put them on your head. So, other than that, we're going to be reviewing our last two games we played of Borderlands, a pre-sequel, and of Dead Cells. Now, Borderlands pre-sequel is a valid replay. I had played that before and beaten it before on, I think, one character I used to beat that. It was the Handsome Jack clone. I used to beat that. But the Claptrap, I could not beat the final boss with it. Just couldn't. His special was just too random. And even if I went to a higher level, the boss would level with me. So, fun game, very similar to Borderlands 2 in its gameplay style. I didn't get to the part where you do have the lower gravity jumps and of the oxygen, where you have to basically, you have an oxygen shield now and you can do like, butt slams on stuff, or ground pounds, I guess you could call it. But it's just another mechanic that if you like Borderlands 2, you definitely like Borderlands pre-sequel. The writing is still top notch. I like how the voice actors for the 2K Australia use local actors and actresses to actually voice their characters instead of voice talent from the States doing an accent. So I really like that, and this is just a nice addition to the Borderlands universe here. If I'm being completely honest, if you play Borderlands 2 and just wanted more of that, this is a good one to get. It'll definitely take up a lot of your time, and it's good for the price. If you get in the Handsome Jack collection, go ahead, but if you can get it just straight out, I definitely recommend it. So, like I said, it's very similar to Borderlands 2. They didn't really change the formula a lot, along with the gameplay and the enemies a little bit. And I do like the new variety of enemies. I do like the bandits and all that other stuff having helmets you can shoot off. I did run into a problem. I ran into this the first time I played it too. The very first boss you're at, you are so underpowered for. Like, even using my abilities and my best weapons and everything, it is darn near impossible because the first boss can electrify. There's multiple levels in the boss arena, so he can electrify any level that he wants. Plus, he has homing electric balls that home in on you no matter where you are. And this is an open arena. You can't really hide behind anything that much. And it takes pretty much your whole shield down. And then he has a couple ads that basically shoot you for the low health you have and kill you. So I did about 3 or 4 times after I got through with my video, before I was done playing with it and got frustrated. I'll probably go back to it later on today, but yeah, after that it just gets quintessential Borderlands gameplay. Very fun, very action packed. Good story. It was kind of good to see some of the behind the scenes of the Borderlands 2 game, which I loved. So the characters that you kind of heard about before, or what they were doing before. So yeah, if I had to give it a score for replay value, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Just because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it was definitely good replay value. If you enjoyed the Borderlands 2, if you enjoy this type of gameplay for a first-person shooter, for the quality of the voice acting, storyline, graphics, tightness of the weapons, the variety that you get, it's definitely worth a 7 out of 10. The reason it's not any higher is because it is more the same. It doesn't really innovate that much with the lower gravity and the oxygen mechanic and the ground pound mechanic, so it makes it a little more interesting, but it's not really enough to push it over the you must get this right now. It's a good to have, not a must own. So moving on now to Dead Cells. Dead Cells is something I've heard a lot about, and I mentioned this in my video. Total Biscuit was one that first got me onto it, listening to his show, and my brother, who was my roommate at the time, he's really into the action platformers, and he said, yeah, it's definitely fun. It is a fun game to play. So I'm like, okay. So I usually don't like the 2D action platformers that much, just because there's so many ways that you can get killed from things off the screen that you don't see. And like spikes. I hate dropping into spikes, and spikes do a ton of damage in this game. It is way too much. It is an early access, so there is that. So it's not going to be perfect right out of the gate. But for what I'm saying, I really like it. It's got a Rogue Legacy feel to it, in that you get to keep a lot of good equipment and items once you get kind of to that area where you can level up enough or get good enough items and weapons to actually kill the first little slight mini boss in the first area. These cells that you turn in, I'm really glad they get to turn in all of them instead of, oh, you have enough for this one, too bad, or you're one short. Hopefully you don't die before the next level. So that way you don't have to worry about banking them. You just put it towards wherever you want to go to next. And depending on your play style, you can go range, you can go melee. The thing that I was really kind of weird about, though, is that the weapon variety is so freaking high. And there's different levels to the weapons you can find. Because I found a whip in my last playthrough that was okay the first time I got it on the first level. It did like 20 damage per, but it was really fast attack, and you can attack from above and below instead of just on the same level. But I found a whip level 4, which was insanely good for the level I was on. But the level I was on was about about the third or fourth level. I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. I found a warp zone, if you will, and I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't even doing anything to these enemies. The enemies, even though they look the same, once you kill them the first time, they can have secondary forms now. So once you get farther enough in the game, and I'm like, this is awesome. So for the first part, you gotta get used to the enemies' attacks and how to avoid them, how to dodge them, if you want to use a shield or if you want to just roll past them. The thing is, though, you need a controller for this game if you want to be the most comfortable. You can do it with a keyboard, which I was, but the control key is on your left pinky over here, and trying to do WASD and the mouse and keyboard along with that, because the control is your roll. It's your dodge roll. So you can roll through attacks and roll past people to, not get hit, but it's so awkward trying to keep that over there. You have to contort your hand, and so this is how your hand's supposed to be, but in order to do that, you have to kind of, get that pinky out there and contort your wrist like 90 degrees left. So, other than that, like I said, for early access, it's a great game. Lots of replayability. The graphics are pretty much what you expect from a 2D platformer, and maybe not as good as some of the other ones out there, like Hollow Knight or Dust Elysium Tale, but definitely good enough for what you're getting. And the replayability is so high. So if you're into action platformers or roguelites or 2D platformers, I'd say this is definitely an 8 out of 10. It's a must-have. Since it's early access, they're going to finish this, and it's going to be good. So I would definitely recommend picking it up if you have the means. It's about $14.99 or $15.99 on Steam right now, and it is right now. I can say it's worth it because I went straight back to it as soon as the video was over. I was like, my video's uploading. I'm going to play some more Dead Cells. I'll probably go back to it after this video is over. But other than that, yeah, great game. Definitely recommend it. So, as you can see, just a little bit about me at the end of this video. Like I said, I moved recently. I'm in a totally different location. I'm going to get soundproofing here to improve the audio quality. And like I said, the lighting is just an overhead light right now, which I did not have in my last place. I didn't have a fan up there, so the lamp I was using was pretty good for ambient lighting. But I have one over there in the corner that came with the room, but it doesn't have a light bulb for the top of it. So I'm going to have to get a good enough bulb for that, and that should be good enough for the lighting from now on. And I'll make some improvements here on going forward because the rent is cheaper here, and I'll be able to afford a little bit better equipment and better lighting, better sound equipment in the future. So for anyone who's watching this, thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, this is Andrew T coming at you, and y'all have a good one.